Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow. The other night I was watching Snowfall, and I kid you not, I got an Amazon ad that said, brace your urethra for turbulence. I don't know how I ended up in this universe. Guys, my dementia pills have been giving me some crazy dreams. The other night I had a dream where I got one of those new 70s Gibson Les Paul Customs in Tobacco Burst. I was playing it, showing it off to everybody, having a grand old time, and then the headstock just popped off. Like, it didn't break, it literally just went like, yeah, Gibson's QC is so bad, I'm having nightmares about their headstocks breaking. The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma. But anywhoozer, guys, I think we can all agree that shit is just way too expensive these days. Buying a box of cereal and 2 apples costs like $75 now. Everything on Zillow is a dilapidated shack listed for like $2 million, with pet fees on top of that. AI data centers are jacking up our electric bills and using up all of our fresh water. Kind of like your friend Jeremy that asked if he could crash on your couch for a few nights, but then the next thing you know, he's eating all your food 6 months later. I had to buy a new Fender Arch the other day because I lost my first one when I moved, and this stupid thing was almost $40 now. When I bought my first one like maybe 6 months ago, I could have sworn that thing was like 25 bucks. And every video of NAMM this year could pretty much be summed up with the phrase, here's our new budget model that retails for $2,000. So when a brand reached out to me and said, Den Den, you big sexy bison, would you be interested in trying out one of our budget Les Paul alternatives? I said, does the Tin Man have sheet metal butt cheeks? What is up, you poor pangolin prostates? Den Den here. And today we're going to be checking out the new Chillcat custom Purple Rain electric guitar with chrome hardwares that retails for $350. Let's start this off with a blast from the past and check out what the unboxing experience was like with Den Den from last week. Oh, is it finally time? Jesus Christ. He made me wait here an entire week. That guy's a dick. God, I've been so bored. Hey guys, it's Den Den from last week. New guitar day. So, as you can see, this says Gia guitars, but the guitar we're actually talking about is from Chillcat, but there's also Bad Cat, not the amp brand. There's Bad Cat, like this brand. It's a little confusing, and I'm sure you guys will catch on. Yeah, this was shipped by FedEx, and you can tell there's a couple little holes in the box, so hopefully this thing is still in one piece. Yeah, let's do it. I can't wait anymore. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, as you can see, there is a styrofoam sarcophagus. Hopefully that protected this thing from the elements and the demented behavior of whoever works at FedEx. Open, whore. Okay. Oh, cool, it comes with a jack that I'm not gonna use. Yeah. Let's get you out and then very gently get this styrofoam the fuck out of here. Away, wench. We got that rubber band. Man, my hands are too shaky to do that. Where'd the rubber band go? It vanished into the void. Okay, I lost the rubber band in the ether, so RIP in peace, I guess. And yeah. Ooh, look at that. That looks pretty snazzy. You guys see that? So yeah, as you can see, it says Chillcat on the box. And then there's a nice little abalone cat inlay that looks very goofy, I might say. Let's take this thing out of its condom. Feels pretty solid. I don't think it broke. That's a good sign. Oh, it's purple. This is a purple people eater. Get off! Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs. And there's the back. It is very purple. They didn't lie about that. Hell yeah. Well, that's all I have to do for this video, so Den Den from next week's gonna take over from here, so toodles. Thank you, Den Den from last week, that fucking guy. So yeah, Jason over at Chillcat Guitars hit me up a few weeks ago and he was like, hey girl, you ever journal in a museum when it was closed? And so I was like, what? And the next thing I knew, this guitar was at my door. So big shout out to Chillcat Guitars for sending this thing over for review. They explicitly told me they want me to be honest and to let them know what they can improve on in the future. And I really respect that. There are some brands that'll be like, could you only say nice things, please? And I'm like, okay, that's not really a review, that's an ad. But I'll do it for money. But yeah, as Den from last week was very poorly trying to say, these guitars used to be referred to as Bad Cat guitars. But I guess that got a little bit confusing with Bad Cat, the amplifier brand, so they changed their name to Chillcat guitars. But there are some guitars on their website that are still listed as Bad Cat. There's a few that are listed as Mad Cat, and then there's also a few listed as Gia guitars. But let's get into the specs. As you can see, this is supposed to be a violently purple Les Paul custom alternative. This thing looks like Thanos' dumpy, and I love it. I really missed having a purple guitar. I'm not like Marie from Breaking Bad to where I'm that obsessed with purple, but it is probably like my second or third favorite color. And I think this one looks sick. This thing looks really cool, but imagine it with a teardrop burst and with the bursting on the back, neck, and sides. Maybe something to think about in the future, Chillcat guitars. This guitar is made out of a roasted mahogany body and neck. It comes with an Indian rosewood fretboard, and they also say it comes with a quadruple A flame maple veneer. Now, if I'm being completely honest, I wouldn't necessarily call this a quadruple A flame maple top, because that is supposed to be like insane amounts of flame. But this is still really nice. I would easily consider this to be double or triple A, especially compared to those weird Epiphone veneers where you can barely even see the flame on them. The inlays on the headstock are made out of abalone, and they are very shiny, I must say. I am a pretty big fan of the Chillcat logo. It's so unhinged. It looks like that Will Poulter meme. This guitar comes with 22 stainless steel frets. I'm pretty sure they're the exact same stainless steel frets that Firefly uses. You know, the ones that are kind of small, but they come with the ball ends and are usually pretty dang nice. And yeah, there's no fret sprout or really any fret issues on this particular guitar, which is really nice. According to their website, this guitar comes with 1:20 gear ratio Pingwell close tuning machines. And yeah, they are the kidney button shape, which is a choice. Chillcat, another recommendation, Keystone tuners, all the time on a Les Paul. But yeah, the tuners work surprisingly nice. This guitar holds tune pretty dang good. Another very cool thing is that this guitar comes with a full-blown Nashville-style tune-o-matic stop bar bridge and tailpiece. It doesn't come with the import version that has that flathead screw on the top. This is like the tiny pin version that you would find on like an actual Gibson, which I think is a really nice little touch. According to their website, this guitar comes with Korean custom fully waxed ceramic pickups, 500K alpha full-size pots, as well as shielded rear control cavity plates. And according to their website, it also comes with a full-blown bone nut, which is pretty impressive if that's true. Now, one thing I do want to talk about is the shape of the horn on this particular Les Paul alternative. Sometimes people make them too stubby or too short, and it can just look like a single cut that's got a little bit of a chub going on. And this one is a little bit more of a stubbier version, but I think it's acceptable. Like 10S guitars, when they were around, they used to cut that horn way too short, and it looked weird. And like comparing the horn shape to the horn shape on like a Firefly Les Paul alternative or a Harley Benton Les Paul alternative, I like this more. I think this looks closer to a Les Paul without looking too close to where Gibson's lawyers are going to start being big old fart babies. It's still visually pleasing to the eye. It doesn't look off or weird, especially when it's oriented how you actually play a guitar. I also really like the headstock shape. It pays close enough homage to a real open book headstock, but it looks different enough to where, again, Gibson's lawyers shouldn't come crying saying that they're copying them. And now, according to their website, this guitar typically would retail for $370, but the entire time I've known about this brand's existence, this guitar has been listed on sale for $350. Now, these guitars are made in China. However, they do seem to have most of their current stock in a US warehouse, so that way if you order from them, you don't have to pay the orange nutsack tax, which is very nice. Now, as I'm filming this, some of their older Bad Cat and Mad Cat guitar models are listed for as low as $250. And then they had quite a few Chillcat guitar models that were listed for around this $350 range. And then they also had a couple of their Chillcat premium models that were about $450, which I think is a good little range for being a budget guitar brand that has multiple different genres of cats to choose from. Same thing with the Gia guitars that were listed on there. They were about $350 if I recall correctly. When I first got this guitar, it did need a little bit of a setup. Now, it wasn't anything crazy. Really, I just had to adjust the truss rod a little bit and then lower the action, and then after that, it pretty much played perfectly. Now, normally I tune all my Les Pauls to E standard, but for this one, I strung it up with some 10.5s and tuned it to E flat, you know, just to feel something. Now, probably my one biggest negative that I personally have found with this guitar is the truss rod cavity. It was pretty gnarly. The truss rod itself worked perfectly fine, and to be fair, this is a budget guitar, but I was a little taken aback at just how chewed up it looked inside there. And the only other negative I really have about this guitar and this brand is just that their website is still a little bit unfinished and kind of looks a little Silk Roady. But I did do research on this brand before agreeing to work with them, and so far, I don't have any reason to believe that they have any malicious intent. And, they've really just got to like finish certain parts of their website and fix some grammatical errors. But I can't really be too hard on them about that because there's a language barrier there. But other than that, I can't really think of any negatives with this guitar. I love the way this guitar looks, and everything on it works pretty damn well. Now, I like big railroad track size frets, so while these are a little bit smaller than what I would prefer, like I said earlier, they are really nice. These pickups are ceramic, but I think they sound pretty dang sweet. The three-way toggle switch is really solid. Yeah, this one works better than the switch on one of my Gibsons. The pots are very smooth, they're not crunchy or crungly or anything like that. Intonations seem pretty good on this guitar, it seems to hold tune pretty well. Like, damn. I've been having a lot of fun playing it. When I'm not filming for these videos, this has been the guitar that I've been playing most often. There's not really any like paint imperfections that I can find. I'm pretty damn impressed with this guitar, honestly. I think these new Chillcat guitars could be a serious competitor in that budget Les Paul alternative realm. And yeah, I'd say the quality of this is on par with the quality of a nice Firefly or a nice Harley Benton. So if you are looking for a budget Les Paul alternative, maybe go check out Chillcat guitars and see if they've got anything that tickles your particular pickle. I do plan on making a more longer term review about this guitar, maybe a month or so from now. Like, besides those few little imperfections here and there, this thing's pretty damn nice. And the nice thing is that the imperfections aren't really anywhere that you can overtly see them. Like, the biggest imperfection I saw was in the truss rod cavity, and it's covered by the truss rod plate, so you don't even really see it. There's not really any crazy tool marks on the neck. All the block inlays look nice. They're not popping out or anything. The frets are nice and level. There's no fret sprout. The pickups sound good. The pots work great. The three-way switch works great. It's a nice guitar. I don't know what else to say, really. Good job, guys. We need more budget Les Paul alternatives. And I am very curious and excited to see if my opinions stay the same for the long-term review. But for this video, I think we're gonna wrap it up right there. Once again, thank you to all the folks over at Chillcat Guitars for sending this thing over to me. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, if you're looking for a new budget Les Paul alternative, the link to Chillcat Guitars and their Facebook group is down there in the bio of this video. But thank you all so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, let me know. Leave a like on this video. Definitely go down there in the comments and leave your thoughts and opinions. I love to hear what you guys have to say. Share this video around. And if you regularly watch my videos and you haven't already subscribed, then I'm gonna sick the Chillcat on you. Maybe the brand itself doesn't have any malicious intent, but based off the face this cat is making, I'd hit that button just to be safe. Real quick, I want to give a big shout out and a thank you to Cosmic Steez, A Horse Running, Solar Flare, Rob Heath, Bad Joe Guitars, Brandon's Ballison Corner, Bandage Knives, Jan Chocolate, Leagues Beneath, Scott Toman, Big Tills, Mr. Crazy, Ollie Gilbert, Torch of Hope, Black Garlic Jr., and Robert Dalen. These honeys are my current channel members and their support really does mean a lot. If you want to join them, get a shout out in my longer videos, get access to the members only videos, it just helps support this channel in a bigger way, then you can go down there, click the join button. Tiers start as low as 3 schmeckles. There's also the super thanks button down there if you just want to give me some money. but I'm done being a tool. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Meow.